Hey everyone, what's going on? Nexy is here bringing you guys another Diablo 2 experimental video. So today we will be creating about 40 crafted caster amulets. So when it comes to crafting with the Heroic Cube, one of the most, actually I would say the number one most popular recipe is creating the caster amulet. And the reason why is because we have amulets like Mara's with 2 to all skills and res, but some players out there, depending on their build, actually need to get faster cast rate on an amulet. So when it comes to crafting, you can try and craft, say, 2 to sorcerer skills with faster cast rate in addition to res and whatnot. So usually something like a Mara's is perfectly fine, but if you're looking for extra faster cast rate, one of your best ways to get really good stats is through crafting. So we will be testing out this recipe here, see if we can get lucky. And I am going to make sure that my character is a high item level. I'm going to show you guys one example here on my Holy Grail Hardcore Sorceress, and then we're going to create 40 on my experimental softcore character. So when it comes to crafting, you need to know 2 important things. First one is the item level. You need to make sure it's a higher end amulet or whatever your recipe is going to be. If you're doing gloves, belt, whatever, item level does play a pretty big deal based off the amount of stats it will have. Additionally, some items, so for example with the amulet, if you want 2 to all skills, or not really all skills, 2 to sorcerer skills for example, it does depend on the item level as well, and character levels. So you need a very high item level one, off Chaos Sanctuary, Bale, Worldstone Keep, something like that. I do have some amulets stockpiled here from Chaos Sanctuary, so hopefully these are good enough. I'm also level 92. Gambling, it's a bit of a different story. You kind of want to be like level 94 or higher when it comes to class skill amulets. But for here, we are going to go with crafting. So I'm not too experienced with crafting because I almost never do it because it requires so many reagents. As you can see, it's very expensive. To just craft one amulet, you need 1 high item level amulet, a perfect amethyst, a Ral, and any jewel. Crafting it, you can end up with something like this. 2 to necromancer skills, 9% faster cast rate, and then you have a bit of res. So considering this is the first example, it's actually pretty good. It's not that bad. So when it comes to caster amulets, they are guaranteed to have faster cast rate. Now, how much it has is going to be completely random, but what you want to go for is the guaranteed cast rate, which will always be there, but you want to go for this class skills, in this case necromancer skills, and then anything else that you can get, such as plus strength or extra cast rate. So overall, that's what you kind of want to hope for here. So this was just one example here, and as I mentioned, it is very expensive to make. So now we are going to head on over to my experimental character here, Experiments, just for the sake of messing around. So this character is level 91, and I have a bunch of stuff right here on softcore that are item level 90. We have some jewels, we have the amethyst, and we have the Rals. So we are going to be creating 40 of this. Now, let's hope we can get at least 1 or 2 amazing amulets. Let's see how consistent crafting is, because I do know these are quite expensive and very time consuming to come up with. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. So the first one here has no class skills. It's absolutely terrible, as you can see there. 6% cast rate, just life and mana. Nothing great at all about that. Once again, we have some decent res, but it's really not that great without class skills. So if there's no class skills, it's instantly garbage. 1 to necromancer skills with a little bit of lightning and poison res. The cast rate is kind of on the higher end, but unfortunately it's not that great. Here we go. This one's absolutely horrible. That's probably the worst one we've gotten so far. Here we go. We have another one with 1 Amazon skills and 6% cast rate. Not that great at all, period. Now, I can finally cover this real quick here. Take a look at the cast rate. It's 19%. Now, the reason why it's so high like that, you might be used to rare amulets only having 10%. Well, when you have an amulet drop, such as the magic amulet or the rare amulet, sometimes you can actually roll 10% cast rate on that. Well, since this is a this is a crafted amulet, it's guaranteed to have the cast rate. So not only does it have the guaranteed cast rate, but it can also roll that rare or magical cast rate suffix as well. So because of that, you can actually get the, say, 10%, and then you might roll the 10% off the actual item. So simplest way to say it is you get the 5 to 10% from the crafting, and then you get the chance of a 10% as well. So you can actually get, say, a 2 to sorceress, 20 cast rate with res, for example, and that would be absolutely amazing. So that's what we're kind of looking for here. A lot of players do a lot of crafting like this, and if they can pull something off like a 2 druid or 2 pally or 2 sorceress with 20 cast rate, it goes for quite a lot. So we have 2 assassin skills there. I think we're going to throw all of our 2 skillers over here just to take a look. So far we only have the 1 here, and then we have the 20 cast rate there. 2 to Shadow Disciplines, I guess we'll keep that over there. It's still plus skills in a sense. 2 to Assassin skills, once again. Actually, we're going to throw that over there. We want the 2 to class skills, so it gives it to everything. So that's what we're looking for here in terms of decent crafting. So we're getting some okay ones. Not like that great, but this is definitely a good way to, you know, make yourself a really good amulet if you're not with Amaras yet, for example. If you're early on in the ladder season and you're doing like Bale runs and you haven't really found Amaras or anything yet, you can, you know, pick up the Rows, the gems and everything, and then make this for yourself temporarily until you find a Tal amulet or something like that. So it's like a really good amulet. The problem is you have to be a higher character level, like here roughly. So like that's going to be quite a bit of time. You might find Amaras or High Lords or something by the time you get around to that level to make it worth crafting. But overall, I think crafting is definitely worth it. At the very least, you can definitely sell some of them if they turn out to be okay. If you can sell them for something cheap, it's not like it's going to be worth a bunch of high runes, but wow, you can see this one right here. 2 to barb skills with 19 cast rates. So that would be pretty good for, say, an early on battle order support barb in hardcore right now. Not really any res on it, though, or strength or life. So it's not that great. It's absolutely amazing in the strong areas, the 2 to barb skills and the 19 cast rate. But unfortunately, in terms of the other stats, it's not as good. So it does fall down a little bit there. But that's a really good roll right there. 2 to Necromancer skills once again. We seem to be picking up quite a few Necro crafted amulets here. 2 to Lightning skills with some dex, very low cast rate. Probably shouldn't have it over there since it's not class skills, but I'll probably move that over in a sec. 17 cast rate, no skills. As you can see, it's level 34, so you can get some low-level crafted items here. 1 of Masteries with 10 cast rate there. So you can probably imagine here that players that are interested in crafting go through a lot of materials. Not only is it expensive to roll just 1 amulet, but you have to get very lucky. You got to get, like over here with the barb skills or even the sword skills. No, let's go to the barb one. That's a better example. Right here, you got to get the 2 to class skills. You got to get the 10% faster cast rate, in addition to the actual 10% roll from like rare amulets, for example, for the 20%. So you want the 2, 20%, and then you want to try and get some strength or res or life or something like that on top of that. So the chances of you getting something like that is extremely astronomically rare. So you can go through a lot of crafting. It'll definitely keep you busy. Now look at that right there. You got 2 to paladin skills, you got some res. Unfortunately, the res is low, but you also get a massive amount of strength on top of this. And you don't have, or we don't have the faster cast rate effect here, the suffix. So if this is a pretty good example if we got a little bit higher res and maybe the 10% cast rate roll equal to 18% basically. So that would have been amazing there. Some potential, but unfortunately not entirely there. Sorry if I'm talking a lot. I just like to explain very specific. I like to talk about things like this instead of just making it very quiet right now. So if I talk too much, I apologize. It's just giving me something to do while I'm sitting here doing this for you guys, just crafting. 2 to curses, but nothing else really great there. Even the curses is pretty crap. One of cold skills. It would be absolutely amazing if I started crafting on my Holy Grail source and I picked up a 2 source 20 cast rate amulet with some res. Throw that on for some extra cast rate, then I can afford to throw some less cast rate in other areas. So for example, if I have Mage Fist, which I'm pretty sure I don't, I could replace those with Chance Guards for extra magic find. So being able to have up to 20% cast rate on an amulet while still getting all the skills and everything you need can free up some other slots that you might want to put something else in. Okay, so we're running out of some luck here, not getting too much towards the end here. Like, we're missing a lot of class skills now, which is unfortunate. One of Druid skills. Come on, at least one amazing item, please. Just one. Yeah, we're not having too much luck. We're going to sell these real quick here. Okay, we've got a couple left to go through. And here is our last one. So let's hope for 2 class skills, at least, say maybe 17% or more cast rate, some res. Let's go. 2 to assassin skills. All resistance is 19, but unfortunately, we did not get the 10% cast rate suffix, so we're stuck at a low 5%. So that's unfortunate. We were just missing one more. Something like strength would have been great as well, but honestly, 2 sin skills, 15 plus cast rate, and then the 19 all res would have been amazing. It basically would have been essentially a Mara's with cast rate, which is really good, but we did not end up pulling that off. Very close. So that was crafting 40 caster amulets. Now we're going to take a look at what we finished off with. So here we have a 2 to paladin skills with 8% cast rate, a high 26 strength, and we have 4 different resistances. Unfortunately, 3 of them are very low. In fact, fire is low as well. So if we got maybe the cast rate suffix as well as some high res, that would have had some potential there. Here we have the 2 to assassin skills with all res 19. All we're really missing here to make it really great is the 10% suffix, but we did not get that, so unfortunately it's not that good. 2 to lightning skills with pretty much nothing else, so that's actually terrible. 2 to necromancer skills with, well, nothing really else, so that's terrible. 2 to barbarian skills with 19 cast rate and a little bit of mana and res. So if it had more res, and that's pretty much it really, maybe even strength, this would have been an amazing amulet as well. Honestly, as a support barbarian, it would be great just the way it is right now. The high cast rate and the barb skills is great. Maybe some magic find would be great for basically, you know, find item. If you're doing like corpse popping as a support barb, that could be great as well. But overall, pretty nice for just battle orders. Here we have 2 to necromancer skills with nothing else of importance. We have no skills here, but we do have the 19 cast rate, which is kind of interesting. 2 to assassin skills with nothing else on it. 2 to assassin skills once again with nothing else on it. And we have 2 to sorcerer skills with nothing really else on it either. So I guess our top 2 would be the paladin one, and I would say the assassin one and the barbarian. So these are our top 3 amulets, I would say, pretty much out of the 40 that we crafted. We got the 2 to pally with the 8 cast rate, the 26 strength, and the low amount of res. We have the 2 to assassin with the very low 5 cast rate and 19 all res. So it's pretty much a very terrible Mars. And then here we have a 2 to barbarian, 19 cast rate with a little bit of mana and res. So that is crafting blood amulets, or not blood, caster amulets. If this is something you want to do, perfect amethyst, Ral, a jewel, and a high item level amulet. And make sure you are cubing on a high item or high character level. So overall, I do hope you guys enjoyed this experimental video. If you want to see some more, if you want to see more caster amulets, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.